What's up, y'all? So today we're talking about, should you get an oil change at 1,000 miles? Spoiler alert, I don't have a straight up answer for you. I'm just gonna go over what I know from the manual, from reading the manual, and then from what all these people have been saying online, on the Elantra N subreddit, on YouTube and other places. So let's get into it. So first, let's talk about the manual. And if you're reading the manual, then it says explicitly, if you're driving this thing under normal conditions, then 6,000 miles is the first oil change. If you're driving it under severe conditions, then 3,000. Every 3,000 miles, you want to change the oil. Nowhere does it say that you should change the oil before 3,000 miles. Nowhere does it say that once. Now, I could only speak for this car, but after all of the research that I've done, I could comfortably say that if you're changing the oil at 1,000 miles, then you're just being overly cautious. There's nothing, I'm not saying that that's like a bad thing at all. That's something that I like to be. I like to be very thorough with everything. I want to make sure my car lasts too. With this channel, I wanted to just wait until 7,000 miles to get that first oil change, just so I could let you all know, like, hey, this is fine, you know? Hyundai tests these engines, they know what they're capable of, and they would have recommended that you change it at 1,000 miles if that was the case. So the main reason why I see people saying that you should change your oil after 1,000 miles is because you can get engine parts that break up into the oil and that can degrade your engine over time. That's the one thing that I've been seeing come up all the time. So it's like, okay, pretty good reason to do that. And just to be overly cautious and say like, hey, we're just gonna get another good oil in there, and so my engine's running smoothly. Now, I wanted to cover all of my bases because, like I said, I like being thorough. And I did see that people who change their oil too early, there could be some negative effects. Now, that's not as common. This is one of those things where it's just to each their own. If you wait until 6,000 miles, the manufacturer says that that's fine. So if y'all know any details, please let me know in the comments. You know, I'll serve as an example. If something happens to the car because I didn't do this early oil change, then I'll be the first to let y'all know. But right now, it's gonna be either 3,000 miles, I'll get that oil change, or I'm gonna wait for 5 or 6. I'm just gonna go off what the manufacturer recommends, and that's it. That's what I read in the handbook. So if I was reading the handbook and at any part they were like, hey, it might be a good idea to change the oil at 1,000 miles, I would have done that so quick. But I didn't see that anywhere. So if it's coming straight from the manufacturer, they don't say anything about getting a 1,000 mile oil change, then I'm not gonna worry about it. So just to repeat from what the manual says, if you're driving this car in severe conditions, in high heat, you're tracking it, you're driving it hard, then every 3,000 miles, an oil change is recommended. But if you're driving the car under normal circumstances, every 6,000 miles is recommended. So that's what I'm gonna go by. And I know people are gonna be in the comments like, oh, this is a stupid decision. Other people might be like, yeah, you gotta go by what the manual says, and anything else is overkill. But definitely, please let me know in the comments, like, what do you think? Why do you think that? Have you had experience with not changing the oil early and then something happened? You know, have you always changed your oil early? Let me know in the comments, please. So the real reason I wanted to make this video is to learn more about this. I only know what I've researched recently. I'm confident in Hyundai. They test these cars. They know what's up. If there was gonna be any issue down the line of like not changing your oil at 1,000, they would have said it in the manual. So I think going to 6,000 miles in this thing is perfectly fine. I could comfortably say that. I don't really qualify for severe conditions. I'm not tracking it. I just drive it kind of hard sometimes in N mode. So now I think I'm gonna go back to my original plan, which is just changing the oil at 6,000 miles. Maybe 5,000 just to do it early. But I don't see any problem with that. I've just seen so many comments say, you gotta change it at 1,000 if you wanna keep your car for a long time. And I just don't think that's true. I would think that the pieces of the engine that can break apart during the break-in period, I would think that they would have somehow fixed that with either a break-in oil that they use that's special, or just with a car that works well enough for you to not have to change the oil at 1,000 miles. But like I said, I'm just going off of manufacturer's recommendations. A couple things are coming up soon. I'm gonna get my windows tinted finally. Won't be driving in a fishbowl anymore. So I'm looking forward to that. So I've also been looking at PPF, but I don't think that's necessary. I kind of came to the conclusion that I'm not gonna be doing that right now, but I've been taking this to the self-wash for weeks. The paint looks great, and I would love to PPF my entire car, but some quotes I was getting back were like $5,000. So that's not like a light thing that I can just go and do, but I think maybe it would be worth it in the long run. So that's something that I'm considering to do. I'm really excited about tinting the windows because I haven't ever done that to any of my cars. I want it to look nice. I don't need anything too dark. So I'll let y'all know on what I decide to get, and I'll show you the end results whenever I do get that. So that's it for now. So thanks for watching, and please drop a comment if you know more about changing the oil at 1,000 miles, why you do it, what type of car you have, and all that kind of stuff. See y'all in the next one. Peace.